Whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
The argument that I'm making
is that when we evaluate tactics, strategies, actions, the question we should
ask is, do we create a more horizontal distribution of power or not? Or variation or not? I don't know what's in the world. I don't know what's possible. You know what the future holds. Asking more important for consciousness now. We're gonna just do something a little different. Well. Out there. What's back? I gotta turn this shit down. I can. It won't let me. It lets me. Well, now. Welcome back to another episode of Griftcast IRL, the best word show on the internet. I'll be your host, Mr. Manuel Chavez III, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. I am this guy right here that's sitting in front of you or whatever, and it is the Friday night show. And we're currently testing some different technologies, so if shit seems a little bit different or weird, it's probably because of that. Because, you know, we pay for Streamlabs Ultra or whatever, and apparently they have this studio thing, so I'm just testing it out. That's why. That's why it looks like this, or however it's supposed to look. I don't know. All I know is that I got a big head. I got a big head. Anyways, how you guys doing today? What's up, JR Riggs? How you doing? No one here yet. What's up, Lightspeed Crew? What's up, Miss Christina? How you doing, MB? And how's it going to Faded History? Just another interesting episode of this show where, wow, interesting things have happened. Even something that I think is probably going to set up a whole lot of bad shit for some people just because some 2 million subscriber channel wanted to get some views. You know, that's the problem with a lot of these YouTube channels is many of them aren't very good researchers. And then when they do their research, they automatically become the number one guys out there for some reason. And you're just like, hey, nothing that you guys put out there isn't anything that anybody else hasn't already done. And you guys didn't even get to the bottom of shit. You literally just redid a video, which is just kind of hilarious. So we'll probably get into that today. We got some other little bits and pieces of news. And then since we're using this thing is supposed to be able to invite guests. So, you know, if you want to jump onto the stream or whatever, I could share a little link for you guys so that y'all can join in on the fun too or whatever. Yeah, might work. Might work pretty good. Although we'll wait for at least a little bit, I guess, after to do that. As always, we are the Griftcast IRL. We're here today to make sure that we put your money into our pockets by doing all kinds of great research and stuff that no one else on the internet could ever do because they're definitely not as good as me and shit. But if you want to learn and follow all of our links, you can. All you got to do is go to griftcast.com. It will bring you directly to our link tree. And yeah, you can donate to us via PayPal, Streamlabs. We got Venmo, the Cash Apps. We got a freaking merch store. You can buy all kinds of crazy stuff. And you can follow us on our socials. We got all of our emails and stuff. So if you ever want to get a hold of us, see where we're at, you know, just go there, griftcast.com. You can find me, Grift. Yeah, Grift is who I am now because I'm all about that money. Even though I don't really make it or get the views, it's never really been truly about that. But I still think it's funny. That's why I do it. And if you don't like it, well, guess what? That's part of the reason this is the best worst show on the internet. See, anybody can try to have a good show, but literally all they're doing is catering to a bunch of fucking retards. And that's just never going to be me. So don't expect me to ever follow along on that particular situation. So I guess we'll start off today here kind of just interesting. You know, since we are an e-beggar, we got to do a lot of e-begging, right? Because, you know, apparently we make tons of money on this channel. Last time I checked, everybody's like, oh, wow, he makes lots of money. Yeah, dude, went from making like $200 a day to making $200 a month. But whatever. And I know there's going to be a bunch of dumbasses in the chat asking out of order questions. Excuse me, dumbasses in the chat. Why are you trying to ask questions out of order? We just started the show. Why are you even asking about something that I haven't even gotten to yet? Can't you just hold your fucking horses? If not, take a fucking hike. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's the worst part about YouTube videos and shows is when the chat is trying to get ahead of themselves and they're like writing novels and shit, trying to be all like, I know everything about this. And you're like, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit. I know it. So, you know, and it was funny yesterday, me being in somebody else's live chat watching something that I definitely know way more about than they do, and them just getting it horrendously wrong and being like, I think it's the fucking NSA or GCHQ. And I was like, you fucking assholes just completely allowed a criminal organization to start fucking getting dipshits back onto their scene because you're stupid as fuck and you didn't talk to the people that are better than you. Oh, well, that's Hollywood for you. These fucking shitheads. So anyways, let's get here with this particular shit. Number one today, it looks like Fannie Willis. I don't know if I brought this up, but, you know, big constant reminder over your heads is that Donald Trump and his co-conspirators in the gigantic RICO case that's happening in Georgia. Yeah. Remember, they got till the 25th of August to turn themselves in or they're going to get arrested. or whatever. So I just wanted to play this video because I felt it was pretty good. Also, need to figure out if the audio's coming through. Please let me know if it's actually working. Sorry, Zachary W. We haven't gotten fucking there yet, so we're not going to answer your question, you dipshit. Look at those balls. So you got no sound. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks for the people that actually listened or whatever. You got to figure out why. See, look, it says that the black shark is set for the sound, and then it set the microphone is set for this. So there should be sound. See, like only one of you needed to say it, not 37,000 of you. I know you're all trying to be helpful and shit or whatever, but you know, one guy already said it. Nobody needs to be all like first or whatever. That's some toxic ass behavior, and I hope that you guys fix that shit. But yeah, let me see if I can fix this because it's set to go to this. It's set. See, I have it set up right. See, speakers, Black Shark V2 Pro 2.4. See, it's right there. You know, and then I go over to the Streamlabs desktop thing. See, look, now you guys can actually see. Ah! Sorry, that happens. So if I push this little button, see it says speakers, Black Shark Razer V2 Pro, right there. Test speakers. You fucking hit that shit? Did you hit that? Did you hear that shit? Did you hear this? Boo boo. Yeah, I heard them. Congratulations, everything worked. So wait a minute. I fucking heard the shit. Why aren't they hearing the shit? That's fucking hilarious. So you guys didn't hear the Well, what the fuck, man? Well, what the fuck? All right, well, let's see. What else can we do? Let's change it to default. Let's try it again. You hear it now? Beep, beep, boo, beep, boo, boo, boo. Well, I heard the fucking noises. Y'all ain't hearing the noises. What does that say about me? Who's broken here? Whose fault is it? Is it my fault? Is it your fault? Who's the dumbass here? Okay. Who's the one that's not using the technology right? Is it me or is it you? Because I don't think it's either of us. I think I have it set up correctly and it's just not fucking working. That's what I think. That's what I think. But okay. Yeah. You see, this is my life. I just constantly have to fucking deal with shit that doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. And then it's always my fault. All right, I'm going to try it again. Okay, I switched it up. Supposed to be playing the tab audio.
Subsequent to the indictment, as is the normal process in Georgia law,
I hear it. Do you hear it?
The grand jury issued arrest warrants for those who are charged.
Sharing the audio.
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to volunteer.
Is it working? Oh, good. It's working. Okay. Well. It's working. It's working. Let's see. Wait, I don't want to mute the server. I just want to mute this fucking thing because these guys always be spamming motherfuckers. Mute conversation for 3 hours. Okay, cool. All right, cool. It's working. Nice. Remember, best worst show on the internet. Whenever we use that technology, we totally test it. And then it still doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. Whose fault is it? It's not my fault.
Voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023.
Okay, so yeah, you get it. They got till Friday, August 25th of 2023 to turn in themselves so that they can be arraigned and shit. I mean, I don't know. I look at this Fannie Willis chick, and she definitely looks like one of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. Right? And then she's got those weird-ass fucking teeth. or whatever. And there's a couple other things that I could probably point out or mention or whatever but that shit would get me in trouble. I don't know. I just look at her and I see a dumb, evil person. I don't know why, but probably because she's a dumb, evil person. But whatever, dude. Who really fucking cares? Not really me. You're going to blame it on Q, John? You're going to blame it on Q? It's Q's fault. Yeah, Q doesn't exist. Q is a fake person. Let's blame it on the fake person. I'm going to blame everything on Q. Damn, fucking Q. Stub my toe. God damn it, Q. Seems like it's going to work great. So, where do we go from here? Well, just a little quick update on the Trumpinator. Looks like they're still trying to get his ass. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get his ass, but I mean, at this particular point, I don't even really fucking care at this point. I mean, am I even voting in the next election? I mean, if he's not on the ballot, I'm not fucking voting, dude. I just give a fuck. I'm just checking the fuck out. People are going to be like, do you want to go work with the Republicans? I would be like, no, I don't want to give those fucking pieces of shit any of my time because they're dumb as fuck. And unless they let me be in charge and run their stupid asses, we're not going to win and nothing's ever going to get done because they're stupid. So, like, that's where I'm at. Tried to get in with the ground floor. The dumb white people that live around here didn't want to vote me in, so I ain't got no fucking time for them. End of story. They only got one shot and they failed. So we don't fucking worry about that shit anymore. Yeah, we don't actually fucking worry about that shit anymore. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? You make an interesting point there when I would hear you in the chat. He says, did they actually serve Trump with any of this stuff? And I don't think that they did. If they did serve Trump or any of these people, they probably sent an email to their lawyer and accepted service of some kind. But I didn't hear about Trump getting, a process server hitting them up with some papers or about an indictment or whatever. No, I think they just announced it and they're just expecting him to come and show up and turn himself in. So who do we really know? No, I don't think we really know. I don't really know, dude. But hey, that's just the way that the world works nowadays. It's not exactly the greatest thing that we used to ever have in the entire world, and now we're all just worried about what the fuck's going to be happening in the near future. Yep. In other words, looks like San Francisco's still looking like hell. I don't know if the audio's working, but whatever. Let's see. Is it working now? I changed something. Probably not working. Excuse me, Mr. Trump, I have some papers for you. And it's I'm like, is it working? Oh, good, it's working. Cool. So whatever. I don't even know what it's set up exactly the same. It just didn't want to work and now it works. If I could flip this fucking table, I would, but it's got my TV and all my weed on it, so I'm not going to. Yeah, that's San Francisco for you, baby. Good old San Francisco treat. They asked me to go do some work in San Francisco, and I politely said, "Hi guys," and they're like, "Yeah, this is essential. We're looking for people to be working on an installation that you've already previously done in other places out in San Francisco." And I was like, "San Francisco?" I was like, "You do realize that I live very many hours from that place?" And they're like, "Yes, but we're looking for qualified technicians in the area." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, cool. So what's the hourly on that one?" And they're like, "Oh, $35 an hour." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not interested." And they're like, "Oh, you're not?" And I'm like, "But it's for a big reputable country." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't really give a shit." I was like, $35 an hour to go to San Francisco is not what I'm doing. I was like, maybe times that by 3 and then I'll think about it or whatever. Because that's how much it's going to cost me to just drive out there, get a hotel and all that other shit so y'all can eat my ass. Yeah, I wouldn't be going out to San Francisco. It ain't enough to go. Ain't enough, man. If it ain't $100 an hour, minimum 3 hours, you can suck my pee-pee. Because I ain't doing it. No way. I'll fucking park my I'll park my Prius there, and within 15 minutes, somebody's stealing my fucking catalytic converter and breaking it into the bitch. It's not happening. It's not fucking happening, okay? So yeah, San Francisco is still looking pretty horrendous. I don't know. It looks like it's bad, but you know what? People that live in San Francisco are starting to fucking wake up, bro. I saw a crazy ass video of a blue hair person. You know, the blue hair. Well, technically, this is a red blue hair, but even the weirdos are starting to realize that shit be fucked up. Okay, and I'm not lying. Like, check this shit out right here. Look at this one. She's got every hallmark of the ones, the ones I'm talking about. The strangies, the weirdies, the not normal. I'm going to make a shirt that says normal AF because that's me. I'm about as normal as they come. She is the direct polar opposite of me.
Full disclosure.
Got fucking
I am about to go
pink hair.
The fuck
tattoos, off. Neck tattoo. I'm about to go the fuck
I've been
off.
awake all night.
Charade.
And all I keep returning to is when are we done? Can somebody please tell me when we're done? When all of us will rise up against what's happening right now? Like literally all of us.
Finger tattoos.
We are being so controlled. We are being lied to. We are exhausted. We're sick. And I don't know what it's going to take for all of us to put an end to it. But it will take all of us.
I always wanted to get death and taxes.
We outnumber them. And if you're wondering who them is, the elite, the government who's bought by the elite, and anyone else who actually knows what's happening.
The elite.
And is actually killing us off. They are killing us off. Look at what's happening in Maui right now.
Look at Maui.
What does that look like?
What happened to Maui?
I don't know about you,
Maui.
But I'm fresh out of fucks. I've had the worst
fresh out of them
4 years of my life, and it's pushed me to the
worst 4 years of my life.
I don't care anymore. That's a scary place to be. I just want to know, when do we stop? When do we band together and we demand answers?
Bags.
When do we stop? Like, when? I will be there. This is not how life is meant to be experienced.
How do you know?
And I did not know that until I had everything taken from me during the pandemic. And I had to find joy in the tiniest little things that were actually big, beautiful miracles within nature. And
go outside. That's what people fucking tell me. People always tell me to go outside and experience outside. I just drove to Tahoe. We was sitting by a big ass lake, just looking around and being all like, this fucking place is boring.
Not meant to be worn out, tired, broke, sick, frustrated. We're not. It's not how life is meant to be experienced, and we have to put a stop to it. Will somebody please tell me when it's time we're going to do it? Like, when we can do that. I will be there.
Yeah, I can't ruin my monitor tan. I worked hard to be
and I don't give a shit.
But you can still tell.
Fresh out of fucks. Like I said, I don't give a shit.
Brown.
They made sure that the media circulated all the police brutality during the Black Lives Matter protests just so we would keep in our place and be reminded that we will be killed if we stand up, and I don't care. I don't care. They're killing us anyway. Can we just put our shit aside and end what is happening to us, to our people? All of our people. Right now.
People.
Now. Please.
Our people. We gotta save our people. Yeah. It's a little crazy, bro. I told you, even the strangelings are starting to realize and crack under the pressure of the mounting bills and stuff. Do you realize that the stuff that you bought simply 2 to 3 years ago now costs twice as much as it used to? Legitimately, you used to be able to go get some shit for like $5 and now it costs $10. You used to be able to get a McDonald's #1 Big Mac meal for $8.99. And now the same meal is almost $16 if you get it in large size. Of course, I mean, I've been slowly but surely watching how the world has just been crumbling, especially the United States monetarily. Like, gas is still way expensive here. It's more expensive here than it is in some places back east and down south, and it's not like things are getting any better. Okay, so now that we're all sitting here and wondering if things are even going to get worse, like I saw this video earlier today from Lucky Burritos asking if Canada was okay because maybe Canada ain't okay.
Il est là et la météo devrait
Tabarnak, c'est une joke.
Le soleil devrait être présent. Par contre, on serait sur la fin des précipitations qu'on aurait vécues samedi. Donc, des averses sont possibles. Je vous conseille qu'il est là et la météo devrait
Tabarnak, c'est une joke.
Wow, that's some weather girl right there. Tell you what, goddamn. I don't know what the fuck's going on with their makeup, but I guess maybe it was cloud day.
Par contre, on serait sur la fin des précipitations qu'on aurait vécues samedi. Donc, des averses sont possibles. Je vous conseille
Yeah, some people are saying Quebec has fallen. I'm just gonna be all like, bro, they were fucking gone a long time ago. They were done a long time ago, friends. It's not exactly something that anybody didn't already know about. So, yeah, as you can see, things are getting bad and things are going from bad to worse, as we've been telling you. But you know what? Things got a little bit weird yesterday because it was reported that an IRS agent fatally shot and killed another IRS agent at a Phoenix shooting gun range. That's right. Right now, law enforcement and emergency crews were on the scene for an Internal Revenue Service agent who lost their life during an inadvertent shooting by another agent. The incident occurred during a routine training exercise at the Federal Correction Institution, and authorities said the agent was immediately taken to the hospital to be treated for the injury. The agent passed away shortly after arriving at the hospital, and the FBI will be investigating. Wow, blue on blue crime on the range. Well, this isn't technically blue. This is an IRS agent, the ones that work for the tax service to make sure that you're paying your tax money. Why the fuck do IRS agents need training with firearms? Why are IRS agents do they even have a firearm in the first place to protect themselves from the crazy people that don't want to pay their taxes because it's robbery? I'm not sure. Probably something like that or whatever, but why is it always that these guys are like killing each other and don't have any idea how to use firearms? I mean, it was a training exercise. So how the fuck did you end up shooting some other motherfucker? Aren't y'all supposed to be standing on a firing line? Did somebody just like practice bad gun safety and kill another motherfucker? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And this is part of that 86,000 IRS agents that President Biden wanted to hire to make sure that you guys were paying up on your taxes and shit like that. And yeah, I guess that just means that the dweeby motherfuckers that are going to be showing up at your place need to be taken care of quickly because apparently they're not very good with their guns and they are prone to accidentally killing people all the time. So you might want to invest in a good like fucking helmet and some fucking like, armor and shit like that. And at least, don't even answer the door with the gun. Just wear the full plate body armor and open the door. Just be like, can I help you, IRS agents? And then if they ask you why you're wearing body armor, it'd be like, y'all are always killing each other inadvertently at fucking practice ranges and shit. And I am just fucking here protecting my motherfucking self because I don't want y'all dumbasses to accidentally shoot me and kill me. And then just stand there very quietly wearing your plate metal vest and helmet and stuff and just be like, what? I just liked safety, Y'all were mastering COVID. I wore a full plate mail bodysuit. Whatever the fuck. Safety first, bitch. So just put it out there, I wouldn't come out there with a gun and full plate mail. That's going to get you killed. Mm-hmm. But if you're just wearing the armor and you don't have a gun, just come out with your hands up with the armor on and be like, I am just wearing the armor in case you stupid motherfuckers try to murder me. I want you guys to have to use as many bullets as possible. That's thinking outside the box right there. Let me tell you. Not many of you guys do that. But you know what? I'm here to think outside the box for you because I don't live in a box, even though my house is definitely shaped like one. Yeah. They bought a record amount of ammo for non-law enforcement officials. Of course they did. Well, yeah. Kind of sad. Strange, afraid, and alone. Now, in other, I guess, more interesting news, maybe not interesting news, I heard something funny from Nerdrotics because I like to keep up on the pop culture and stuff, but apparently the girl that's supposed to be going to be playing Snow White, who is both not white and brown and doesn't even look like Snow White, well, she is now getting criticized by the original Snow White's director's son and says it's insulting that Disney is putting together a remake with Rachel Zegler, basically calling it a pathetic and woke after the film was criticized by the actor for it being extremely dated. Yeah, so I just thought it's funny, if you go back and you look into the history timeline of what's going on with Rachel Zegler, back in the day she was talking shit about the movie, and then even before that she was saying that she liked the movie, but it scared her as a child. So I don't know. All these woke shitheads that are coming out are just destroying our childhoods. And I mean, Snow White was a great movie, I guess, when I first watched her or whatever. But like, was I ever looking forward to a remake of it? No, not particularly. And if the remake doesn't follow the actual original movie to a fucking T, then I just simply don't care about it because I'm not trying to get blasted with woke ideology from dumbasses like this chick. I mean, look at how fucking far apart her eyes are set. You can clearly tell that there is not a lot going on around there based on the spacing. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know why we started letting low IQ people just have their way with the world, but you know what? That was a big fucking mistake. That was a big mistake. Big fucking mistake. Speaking of big fucking mistakes, good old Elon Musk made another big fucking mistake today when he announced that the block feature is going to be deleted as a feature on Twitter, except for direct messages. Yes, that's right. Blocking on the platform of X, previously known as Twitter, is going to be gone. Or at least that's what he's trying to do. So you can only block direct messages from people. He wants it to be so that you cannot block anyone and you are forced to see all of the content that gets posted on Twitter because, well, all you dickheads that keep blocking everybody that's promoting their tweets and advertising, it's really creating issues for them. And they figured the easiest way to fix that problem would just be to remove blocking altogether. Yeah. Well, one thing to think about it is that when Elon actually put that out there, the community notes very, very clearly came to remind him that he simply could not do this, and there's a reason for it. Because the feature to block someone on the site is required as a social media app to be allowed on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So blocking on any type of social media app is a required function for you to be able to distribute your app on these types of platforms. So that would mean if Elon Musk removed the ability and feature to block somebody from the platform, he would inadvertently be removing himself from both of the big stores and basically making his fucking app useless, which is kind of fucking hilarious if you ask me. I don't know. Not many people are asking me, but it is actually there, and you can see that it's very clearly there. The ability to block abusive users from the service. Yep. Can't do that. If you do that, well, guess what? You're going to be in trouble there, Mr. Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. You can't do that. So that's basically set off a very, very big tit for tat across Twitter where people are like, well, are you okay with removing blocks? What about mutes? Can we still mute people? And it's like, what they're saying is that they're going to make blocking and muting sort of the same thing. So what they're really saying is that they're really not going to make any type of innovation at all. They're just going to rename block to something else. That's what they're saying, right? because Elon Musk hasn't really like invented anything or done anything with Twitter that has fixed the platform whatsoever. Literally right now, they're just reintegrating old features that already previously existed on the platform, like Spaces. Like Spaces is still garbage. There's still a lot of garbage people that could congregate on Spaces, and I just simply don't know why. I simply do not understand why you would want to listen to a bunch of dumbasses who don't know anything talking to each other, acting like they know everything. It just doesn't seem like my type of place. And I mean, I really highly question the individuals that spend more than 5 to 10 minutes a day on Spaces, because literally that's where dumb people go. And if you want to be considered a dumb person by me, keep going to Spaces, keep supporting those idiots. And yeah, keep basically wasting all of your time in nothingness, because nothing ever gets done there. There's no ability for anybody to actually make any progress there. And I mean, the best thing that you have to show somebody is putting it in that Nest thing. Like, shit sucks, man. Like, what's wrong with live streaming? You know, what's wrong with this? You know, why can't we do this? You know, I can add guests to this motherfucker. Somebody could join in and they could be on a camera. We could both look at each other and like show shit. And then they could show me something and I could show them something. Seems like, you know, we're living in the future. We have this technology. This is where it should be at. But instead, everybody's like, yeah. My take on this is that I don't live in the country and I'm from Malaysia, but I believe that Donald Trump is the greatest thing that ever happened to America, even though I've never been there. Yeah. That's the way that I feel. That's the way that I fucking feel about it. So, like, once you start to understand the reasoning behind why these people are trying to do these certain things, like, then you start to realize that, oh, well, they don't want to have blocking anymore because blocking is a huge issue for Spaces, and they've been trying to re-implement their ability to do live streams on fucking Twitter in a meaningful way, and they've just failed it out because they don't know how to work between the blocks and how to get that to translate to the Periscope app / now Twitter Live. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like Elon's been making a lot of big mistakes, and I'm always just going to come out there and exactly say what they are because I don't fucking really give a fuck up. And, you know, if you want to be able to join in, like I have a Streamlabs, it says Talk Studio Streamlabs right there. That's the link to actually join in on the conversation because it should just be that easy. I mean, YouTube should have a way for me to bring somebody in like that. And they actually do. I just don't use the YouTube software to fucking live stream anymore because it's gay. So, how do we have to like define what we're actually doing here? Well, I don't know, man. You know, blocking seems like a pretty important fucking feature. And I've always been pretty clear that they're doing it because they don't want you to be able to block their advertisers anymore. They want to be able to make money off of you and your advertisers doing whatever it's doing, blah, 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 blah. So, and I just noticed somebody mentioned it. So, yeah. And, you know, X is having a problem. Now, think about it this way. X still hasn't brought back Alex Jones, right? And X proclaims to be the platform of free speech, right? But they haven't brought back Alex Jones, who was the original free speech guy. So, like, until they go to do something like that, like, they're fucking liars. And if you believe them and you see them paying certain accounts big money to promote them and you don't see that as a problem, like, honestly, you're probably one of those dumbasses that are in Spaces, just to be clear. You know, like, I don't know what you're doing watching this fucking show anymore. You know, we thought that we cultivated some smartasses, some smarties over here, but apparently fucking not. But, you know, I've been seeing Alex Jones trending on X all the time, so I figured I'd have to bring it up. And I went over to Infowars today, and it seems that the main reason that even Infowars seems to be popping up is because they have an exclusive. A TSA and Border Patrol whistleblower have alerted Infowars of the Biden administration plot to unleash a new lockdown that will begin in September. Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, that's what's coming from Alex Jones, and obviously Alex Jones can't post to Twitter because his account is still banned because Elon Musk isn't a free speech guy. He doesn't believe in free speech, and X is definitely not a free speech platform in any way meaningfully possible. Remember, I got banned off of it for free speech. Go figure. And it doesn't matter. They can even say lawful but awful will still stay out there. I said something lawful but awful, and guess what? I got banned. So yeah, they're completely fucking full of shit. And if you try to tell me anything else, honestly, I'm going to tell you to choke on a fat penis. Big fat one, because you're dumb. So yes, as far as we know, it's Alex Jones. He's been probably only about maybe 13% right about the things that he's actually said on his show. And I mean, there's been over 23 years or some shit like that of this guy doing shows and shit. 13% of being right after 20 fucking 3 years is not really the best, to be honest, to be frank. I just think about it. And you know what, JR Riggs, you're right. The only people I have blocked on the Griftcast IRL account are literally porn bots. Like they follow you and DM you. And then I block them. And I have 32 people blocked on Twitter, and every single one of them is a spam bot that has followed me in the last, since I started using the account again. So, yeah, Twitter tried to say, oh, yeah, we're working on getting rid of the bots.
Hoaxwar joined.
They haven't gotten anything on it. Oh, sorry, Hoaxwar. I don't want you on my stream. You're kicked. Bye, shithead. You're not allowed to come into my area. Sorry. I ain't got time for you on my show because you didn't have time for me on your... Well, you had time to play my videos on your show, but I don't have time to talk to a worthless, spineless loser such as yourself. So, if you want to man up, show your face, maybe we could have a chat. But until then, if you're going to be one of those faceless turds that's basically sucking on Thomas Schoenberger's chode, we ain't got no time for you. Sorry. Try again next time, loser. Bye. Sorry. It's a live show, folks. Sometimes people try to pop in, and usually the only ones that try to pop in are the biggest pieces of shit. Like they're the first ones that'll try to pop in and divert the show, but they're kind of dumb. Very dumb. So, where are we at? Oh, yeah. Alex Jones is only about 13% right in his 23 years of putting stuff out there. And then the first things here that just really set me off on this is the fact that he says TSA and Border Patrol. Like, what the fuck would the TSA and the Border Patrol know or have to do with anything associated to a lockdown? Like, what did it be law enforcement or anybody else that would have known about it? And I mean, if September, that's in 20 days or whatever. Like, you guys got some fucking paperwork or something? Alex, you got any fucking paperwork or something? You got a memo? You got some fucking something or other that I can go look at? And the answer is no, you don't have any of that shit. Yeah, you don't actually have any of that shit. So, as far as I can tell, I mean, it seems like an interesting piece of information. And yeah, going into another lockdown would be shitty, but it's Alex Jones, it's Infowars. 13% of the time being right doesn't make you a big thing. So obviously, I'm just going to be all like, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's probably fucking bullshit because, Sandy Hook. It's really all you got to say. Just be like, Alex Jones used to be kind of good. And then he went full retard. And then after you go full Riri, come back. I mean, the second that Alex Jones started doing the whole Q thing, yeah, it was over for him. I told you. Y'all saw it. So, I mean, do I give a shit about his TSA manager reaching out to a trusted Border Patrol source who's also a manager that confirmed these directives but did not share any evidence of the directives? Then it's filed under, well, this is Infowars cocksucker bullshit. Don't really care about it. I don't know why people have been talking about it all day, because unless I see like a fucking memo or some type of evidence or, you know, a picture of the directive. Hey guys, how hard is it to be all like, oh, this is a shitty directive? Click! Here, Alex Jones. Then, you know what? That would have changed it. I might have been all like, this could be real. It's fucking Alex Jones, but he's got the directive right here. Might have to believe that. But I didn't get that here. So basically, it's a whole bunch of people jerking each other off because of some alleged high-level TSA and Border Patrol individuals that are saying an impending lockdown is happening. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I mean, what did we get? What's it gonna be for? Like dengue fever? It's obviously not gonna be the Roni. I mean, what are they gonna say? It's Ebola or some shit? Like, seriously, guys? Seriously is the main question. It's just, seriously, why the fuck would anybody even think about that shit? I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that at least I brought it up, so everybody that wanted me to bring it up or thought that it was important, you got my take on it. And yeah, my take is it's fucking Alex Jones, and unless I see an actual piece of evidence, I'm filing it in the fucking circle file. And if you didn't know, the circle file is a goddamn trash can, because that's where it fucking belongs. God damn it. It's like giving me an article from Sean Altabidi or whatever from The People's Voice or News Punch or any of those other fake news websites that we constantly tell you about. Yet you constantly post the fucking links in the Discord. Whatever. Speaking of constantly weird ass shit that's been done, the ADL did some weird shit today. Yep, that's right. OTD, in 1915, Leo Frank was lynched by an anti-Semitic mob in Georgia 2 years after he was unjustly convicted of murder and trial marred by anti-Semitism. The revival of the pottery introduced the public to this tragedy. Thank you to the casting crew for sharing the story. Now, one thing to note is that Leo Frank brutally raped and murdered a 13-year-old white girl, and his lawyers slandered a black witness that were so gratuitous they called him a racial slurs in courts while trying to defame another black man that a half-white Southern jury 100 ago didn't believe. So basically, like, this whole entire situation with Leo Frank, like, this is how crazy the ADL is. You know, they didn't say that literally Leo Frank raped and murdered a 13-year-old white girl and tried to frame an illiterate black night janitor for the crime. And then his lawyers were so unbelievably racist to these black people that were there that they were super pissed that he was actually convicted of the fucking crime in the first place. And after all of that, they are celebrating that he got posthumously absolved of it, right? But that's it. Like, him basically being pardoned for it doesn't actually mean that he didn't commit the crime. He definitely committed the crime. And the ADL's out there literally promoting a child rapist, and they're trying to say that people were anti-Semitic to him when, in fact, he himself in court was anti-Semitic towards black individuals, and so were his lawyers. So it's like, I always have to bring this kind of shit up because it's a clear indication that the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, whatever the fuck, is an organization that doesn't need to be existing, because they never, ever talk to any of this stuff. And to all the hoax wars pieces of shit in the chat, y'all are going to start getting banned. And I don't care if Hoax Wars wants to come on and talk to me or not. That dude's a piece of garbage who can't show his face and cannot be himself on the internet. I ain't got no time for pieces of garbage such as him. And in fact, he was just stealing my content again today on his live stream where he voted Thomas Schoenberger the person of the year, the guy that I literally got a restraining order on for stalking me. So, yesterday, a Cicada 3301 video was put out by the Y-Files. Now, Hoax Wars, one of Thomas Schoenberger's main defenders and a very, very big piece of shit, is bringing him on his show and talking about it, and now him and his entire crew are in my show harassing me about getting Hoax Wars to talk. So I purposefully put myself on the Streamlabs talk just so I could drop a link to show everyone that Hoax Wars is such a fucking moron that he was automatically going to try to join up and come talk to me faceless again to do what? I don't know. Be a fucking loser? Be a faceless moron who's has no talent and steals everyone else's content? I mean, why would I want to fucking talk to that guy? I kind of feel like I could just shoot myself in the foot and I would have a better time, actually, is what I think. But, you know, it's whatever. Y'all can think whatever you want to think about that. But we appreciate it. We won't be bringing on Hoax Wars to our channel because we don't bring on pieces of garbage who talk shit about us. Bring on the people that have literally stalked us in real life and we've actually had to open up litigation against. And yeah, you know, when I was in Hoax Wars chat, he didn't invite me onto his show because he's too much of a pussy to invite me onto his show. So why would I invite him onto my show if he's too much of a pussy to invite me onto his show? Yeah, not really making a whole lot of sense. Yeah. So, yep. Sorry, Hoax Wars cast. Go ahead and run along. Run along, you pieces of garbage. We don't need your kind here. We don't deal with racists and anti-Semitics and just like human garbage such as yourselves. We've watched your content. And by the way, Hoax, your channel is probably going to be getting deleted very soon. And the reason that it's going to be getting deleted is because you allowed somebody to defame somebody else for some certain things that this guy's already gotten somebody else's channels, multiple of them removed from the internet, and your next channel is going to be next because they already sent the email in. You know, just because somebody is on the sex offender list doesn't mean that they're actually a sex offender. Especially, did you know that you could get put on that sex offender list for a decent exposure? When you didn't even actually expose yourself to anyone? Yeah. So anyways, just to point that out there, you're going to probably have to go to Rumble or something like that because it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, I believe that dude, get this guy out of my fucking chat. Hoax Wars, you're not coming onto my show. Like, you fell for it. I went on the Streamlabs talk and put the fucking link out there, and the only person that we get to join up is literally someone that has helped somebody stalk us, fucking said all kinds of terrible shit to me. Like, yeah. Stay the fuck away from me. I don't want any of your shit. I don't want to see my fucking shit on your channel. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to bring you onto my channel. I've already explained to you why in excruciating detail. And until you can, number one, be yourself, be your real self on the internet, show your fucking face, and apologize, I ain't got no fucking time for you. So kick rocks. And stop asking people in my chat like they're going to have any ability to get you on my fucking channel. You got no friends here other than the ones that you brought to prop yourself up. So leave. Last time I'm going to say it, or you could get banned. Because I ain't got time for you. We've already wasted enough time on you. Cool. Sweet. What's this? In something real. Yeah, if we don't see the face and we don't see a real name and a real person, we got no fucking time for that guy. Loser. Fucking loser with a fucking group of losers that are just a bunch of failures.
Just interviewed Minister Arif Irani, the Justice Minister, and he said I would need the support from Pierre Poilievre to bring on all the bail reforms.
Well, he's had our support. He didn't really say that.
Yes, he did. That's on the front page of Midweek, and that's on record.
Oh my God! Yeah. We've been calling to reverse Trudeau's catch and release bail policies for 8 years now. So the Liberal government is the one that brought in the bail system we have now, and that's why the same criminal is released within hours of being arrested. In Vancouver, because of Trudeau, the same 40 offenders were arrested 6,000 times. Let me say that again. 40 offenders arrested 6,000 times in a year. That's 150 arrests per year per criminal. Because Trudeau brought in a system that requires police release them on bail within a few hours of being arrested. The same criminal gets arrested 3 times in a day sometimes. We've been calling for an end to catch and release for years. And in fact, Trudeau has the power to do it. He's got a majority government with the coalition, with the NDP. He's had 8 years to reverse this policy. He hasn't done it. So we're ready we'll pass it this afternoon. In fact, call Mr. Virani and tell him I'm happy to bring back Parliament today, and we'll pass bail reform by midnight. Well, can you call him?
Yeah, sure.
You'll call him?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, so I'm very curious to see what he says when you call him.
Okay, I promise you right after this interview, we will call Mr. Virani.
Excellent.
And tell him that this is what you requested from
Mr. Virani, you're getting a phone call. Get ready. He's going to call, and Mr. Atwell is going to give you a call, and he's going to ask you to recall Parliament, pass bail reform tonight. Will you do it?
Oh, yeah. Some crazy numbers out of Canada where they're saying that people that are getting arrested are just being released, and sometimes being arrested up to 3 times in one day for different crimes and just getting released. So, that's what they want to bring to the United States, you guys. Like, you may not believe it, but this was recorded literally yesterday.
Just interviewed Minister Arif Irani, the Justice Minister, and he said I would need the support from Pierre Poilievre to bring on all the bail reforms.
Well, he's had our support. He didn't really say that.
Yes, he did.
He didn't
that's
really
on the front
say
page
that.
of Midweek, and that's on record.
Oh my God! Yeah. We've been calling to reverse Trudeau's catch and release bail policies for 8 years now. So the Liberal government is the one that brought in the bail system we have now, and that's why the same criminal is released within hours of being arrested. In Vancouver, because of Trudeau, the same 40 offenders were arrested 6,000 times. Let me say that again. 40 offenders arrested 6,000 times.
6,000
in a
times.
Year. That's 150 arrests per year per criminal.
Man, notice how the chat slows down when all of the failed trolls leave because they didn't get what they wanted? God, don't you just love it how we can just expertly call them out and exactly what they're doing every single way, and then all we ask is simple shit and they can't even follow it because, oh no, they're scared little white boys who can't put their face on the internet because they might get fired or something. Who knows? Who knows? I just figured it was an interesting video that I would show out to you guys. But man, good old Timcast actually has been making some waves because he had an interesting debate between Bill Mitchell and Laura Loomer on his channel that went very badly for Bill Mitchell. Honestly, it kind of went pretty bad for Tim too, because it showed that he is just the worst fucking debate moderator that ever existed. Like literally the worst debate moderator that ever existed. He had zero handle on this debate. Like he was there trying to act like he had something, but fuck. And I kept on seeing stuff like this. I don't think I can vote for DeSantis if this guy is the kind of people he has around him. This guy is 100% part of the old establishment that got us here. I don't really see any difference between him and the current Democrats. We would get more of nothing. Yeah, we'll get more of nothing. Here's just probably the best example. Just try to figure out what the fuck's going on this clip.
He pretended to be pro-Trump. He dressed his kids up in onesies. He ran campaign commercials saying that he was going to build the wall with my little toddler with Legos. You know, he pretended to be a Trump mini-me, which is why people liked him and possibly considered him to be a potential heir apparent to Donald Trump.
And
when
he won
Donald
by
Trump
20 points 3 days after Trump called him Ron DeSanctimonious.
And
3
then
days
he
after
lied
Trump
to the voters in Florida. He said he wanted to be governor for another 4 years, and he stabbed Donald Trump, the man he owes his entire political career to in the past.
Baloney.
All right, hold on.
This is not the mafia.
So let's
He's an
actually
ingrate.
answer.
He's an
This is not the
absolute
mafia. Take a look at the
and
answers
all
we
the
have
money in
right
the world
now.
isn't going to
Laura's
buy him the
arguments-
personality transplant that he needs. Okay, he's
Laura's-
on the spectrum, and he's never going to have the personality or charisma that Donald Trump has.
I agree with the.
Yeah. So, woo! Damn, dude, we just got ourselves a super chat from Eddie Ramirez for $20, making the Griftcast a grip. We appreciate that money, Eddie Ramirez, and that little lemon guy that's bowing down in front of some flowers, throwing out some hearts. We appreciate that shit, and we appreciate your money because that's what the Griftcast is all about. You send me $20, I'll be all like, the fucking earth is flat. I mean, I'm obviously lying because I don't believe that, but you know what? You send me enough money, I'll say anything for money because I love money. Yeah. Yeah, Michael E. Imagine being married to her. Oh, I've imagined being married to her. We would make some pretty beautiful little babies, I think. Nah, they would probably be some ugly ass fucking kids. But yeah, I remember Laura Loomer from back in the day. The first time that I ever saw her was when she was a cheerleader for Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona. Way back when it was like she was like a senior or some shit like that, trading to some girls or whatever, and she was a bitch back then. But I remember her. She used to be pretty fucking hot back then. Although that snodge was a little scary or whatever. She still had that ass though. Yeah, she still had that ass though. So yeah, I don't really know. You know, honestly, I'm not a fan of Laura Loomer. She's got 500,000 followers on Twitter now, and I mean, I remember this bitch when she had bald ass tires and was trying to tell people that somebody slashed her tires, and she just had bought new ones. I mean, she was always a grifter and scammer for this longest time, but she's basically been able to situate herself as some sort of media personality. So you got to throw some respect down on her in some way. But I mean, the fact that fucking Bill Mitchell is still on the scene, like, I fucking remember when we were doing the show with Glenn Herman from New York City Guns. You remember when we were doing the Citizen Zone? Like, literally. Like, this was the guy that they were attacking almost nonstop because of his Q relation. And he used to be the biggest Trump booster that everybody ever thought was out there. And this dude was like literally doing jerk off Zooms with like patrons and shit, sending like lewd photos to people. And it's just really funny because after all that time of Glenn Herman and the MAGA coalition and all of them talking all that shit about him, they're literally nowhere to be fucking found. Like, where's Ginger McQueen? Where's fucking Glenn Herman going after fucking this guy? Why haven't they been doing it, right? Why aren't they bringing back up all of those images and videos that they had? The pictures of his big old wiener that they were passing around to everybody to emasculate this guy. Why hasn't any of that stuff ever come back up? Big question, right? Big question. But I don't think I'll ever get that answer because, well, we just don't hear from Glenn anymore. And I messaged Ginger McQueen about it, and she almost acted like she didn't even remember. And I'm just like, bitch, how could you fucking forget? It was like your entire life for like 2 years. So there's definitely some strangeness that's happening in the world today on this particular area. Yeah, on this particular area. So I get it that there's a lot of folks out there that, you know, really want to care about diverting my show, but we've already spoken our piece about that. And you continuously hoax and your garbage human brigade keeping on and coming into my chat and trying to make it like I'm the bad guy makes you look even stupider, even lower than you already were. I don't want to talk to you. I don't have any reason to talk to you because you are a faceless loser piece of shit that assists the people that were stalking me who legitimately have criminal cases against them. And until you can be yourself, show your face, and let everybody know who you really are, I have no fucking time for you or any of the other pieces of shit in your organization. Stop trolling my channel. Stop wasting your and my time and get the fuck out of here. God damn. Like, we ain't got time for your internet bullshit or your ego. We're trying to do a show where we're talking about links. This ain't your piece of shit show where you talk about everybody else's content and make fun of them, even though if everybody knew what you really look like, they'd be making fun of you, just like they make fun of Thomas. So get the fuck out. Go the fuck away. Grow the fuck up. Like, sorry, we don't want to deal with your fucking horseshit. Why don't you just go start your own live stream and go do the normal bullshit that you normally do? I'm sure all the fucking dipshits that follow you would love it. Bye now. Yeah. Bye now. Bye. Yeah. No more bad faith. No more bad faith hoax wars conversations. No more bad faith hoax wars fucking idiots in my chat making up dumb shit. Go the fuck away. Ain't nobody wants you here. You guys are literally the lowest form of life. I mean, I don't know what else I could tell you other than, again, you're the lowest form of life. Like, go away. Go away, you fucking pieces of garbage. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. So, what do we say about Trump? I mean, dude, like, watching that just gives me some pause. Because remember, I went after Tim Pool for grifting money off of his accounts because he's definitely not a right-wing person. He's a leftist pretending to be right-wing or a centrist. And his group basically just doesn't know how to pick them. Like, they could have had me on their show, and that would have been probably one of the best shows that they had ever done, ever. But they're so afraid of me because I own a fleet of black SUVs and have drugs that can knock people out. And apparently I'm the greatest gang stalker that ever existed. Oh, right. Yeah, no, we found out that they were talking to Thomas Schoenberger about all that shit. And then, yeah, they had to delete all that stuff about me and won't bring me on the show or talk to me about me anymore because they're so fearful that they would get litigated into the ground. And you know what? I could still do that. I just not going to because who the fuck cares? We already proved that they were full of shit. Me going any harder at them isn't going to get me on their show. Remember, I'm always going to be relegated to just doing my own show and nobody ever coming towards me because nobody wants to get outed for being a piece of shit. Which is kind of like what we do all the time, right? We just like out all these people that are just fucking horrendous pieces of crap. Yes. Horrendous pieces of crap, my friends. That's what they are. That's what they are. Yeah. I guess to the next little piece of information, which I think was a little bit fucking weird. Yeah, like, it's just a little bit fucking weird, dude. So I heard on the New York Times and Reuters and a couple of other places that Donald Trump is planning to not actually do the GOP debate, and instead he's going to be doing an interview with Tucker Carlson, which sounds pretty freaking crazy to me for a number of reasons. But I mean, I could tell that obviously the GOP in a lot of ways has been trying to stand in between Trump and his constituency because they don't want him to be the front runner because those dumb fucks don't think that he could win, but they don't realize that he could easily win if they all just got behind them. It's just that they're so wrapped up with the Democrats and being globalists that it's just never going to happen. So yes, Donald Trump not on the debate stage to me seems like a very big mistake, right? Like he needs to be up there making fun of Vivek Ramaswamy and all the other candidates just to show how not set up for the job that they really are. And him going on to Tucker's show is definitely going to be really big for Tucker and seem like it's going to be really big for him. But to me, it just seems like he's not going to get the airtime that is necessary to truly make him the type of candidate that people want to see, right? Like if you remember from the original election, 2015, 2016, the reason that Trump was all over the place wasn't just because it was Trump, but it was because he was making those zingers, dude. And during the debates is really when he got some of the best viral videos of the campaign. And I feel as though if Trump actually doesn't do the GOP debate and get those zingers, I think it's definitely going to harm the campaign in such a big way, man. On top of that, it's really going to show a lot of the constituency that he's not actually going to be there. I mean, it's been a staple for very, very many years. And sure, the Democrats didn't do a debate and they still won, but there's obviously some kind of fucking reason for that. Like, honestly, I feel like the main thing here is to let everyone knows that these individuals are just trying to waste time, say whatever that they're going to say, but they're basically the dumbest thing. And just to be clear to anybody out there, I don't fear Horksworth because I know that he is a skinny little white boy who couldn't hurt a fly, which is why he hides behind a faceless mask and can't put himself on beat himself or put his face on the internet because he is too much of a pussy, because he fears guys like Defango who show their face and could be exactly themselves on the internet, because he could never be me. He could never be as cool as me. And anytime he sends any of his dumbasses, such as this Langley idiot, in here to say some stupid shit like that, it's just another indication on how much better I am than him, because he is still the faceless loser pussy who can't show his face. And I'm still the guy that's up here with my whole entire face and all my muscles and everything, calling him out and saying that he's a little bitch. He can join back in at any time. He just has to be on there with his real name and his face, or he doesn't come back up on here. You already know exactly what it is. It's not me fearing Hoax. It's Hoax fearing me because he can't show his face, because he's a pussy, because he fears Defango knowing what he looks like and knowing his name, because he thinks I'm going to do something to him. But it's not even like that. I'm just emasculating him because I'm showing everyone that he can't do it because he's afraid of me. God, these people are so fucking dumb, dude. So fucking dumb. Like, God. I don't understand why the dumbest people in the world get to have success sometimes. It's just like they all congregate together and then they just throw shit at each other. It's stupid. Like, nobody cares about that anymore. Stop coming in my fucking chat and fucking let me do my show on shit that my fucking viewers actually care about. We don't care about you, your compatriots. You guys are literally a waste of space and air and fucking storage on YouTube. Like, go away. Be yourself or fuck off. End of story, dude. Stop wasting my fucking time on your lame bullshit. Why don't you go fucking suck off Thomas Schoenberger or something? We know you fucking love to do that shit, dude. Like, bye. 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 Anyways, breaking. Some 2.2 trillion in long-dated options tied to stocks and indexes are set to mature today. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Well, that just means that prices on things are going to be going up. So instead of paying 1/2 for everything that you, or double what you used to pay, you're going to pay triple. Yeah, you're going to pay triple. And oh, look, there's another loser in the chat. No, we are not butthole about the hoax things. We have been oh so clear about exactly what we saying. We don't care. He can join up again and sit in the thing, but until he shows his face and puts his real name up, he ain't gonna be on my show because we don't bring on faceless losers. Like, go away, you fucking losers, dude. Like, come on. Why don't you jump on and show your face? Oh, that's right. You can't because you're too much of a pussy, because you think that I'm going to be able to locate you and I'm going to bilocate to in front of you, beat the shit out of you. Fucking morons, dude. Fucking morons, bro. Like, I don't understand. Why did they come through today? Oh, right. It's because the Cicada 3301 video went out today. So now all the fucking retards are coming back. Yay. Fucking basement dwellers. Yeah, so yeah, Hoax wins the loser award for 2023 on my show. We're giving it to him right now. He won the loser award of 2023, and once again, I take victory over Hoax Wars because he tried to come on my show without his face on, and he got kicked because he already knew that you don't get to come on my show without your face and name. So, sorry, your guys is king. He couldn't follow instructions and got banned or whatever. Too bad. That loser probably wouldn't have been able to hang with me anyway, because he's not very smart, got a very low IQ, doesn't make a whole lot of money. So, whatever. ECOWAS will launch a military operation in Niger to restore constitutional order. Voices of Europe. What the hell is ECOWAS? The Economic Community of West African States? Forces in Niger will begin? Oh, cool. So we're rounding up into a world war of some kind. But yeah, cool. The things are heating up over in Niger. And now all those individuals that are a part of the coup are, I guess, going to have to worry about something. Well, that's going to be interesting. There's going to be a war in Africa again. And then there's going to be a war near Russia. Crazy. What's this? Biden CPP phone app, a boon for alien smugglers as migrants encounters surge. Interesting. The Biden administration prematurely declared their attempts at half measures at trying to plead with potential illegal. Please don't come. It makes it look bad in the newspaper. Are not being heeded. Oh, really? Damn. So the Center for Immigration Studies noted that the app was initially being developed during the Trump administration as a way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 among workers who were linked to companies doing businesses at the border. CBP rolled the app out in January 2023 for migrant asylum appointments and expanded it in May. The CIS says it's an independent, nonpartisan research organization in Washington, D.C., and the mission to examine and critique the impact of immigration on the United States, animated by pro-immigrant, low-immigrant vision, seeks fewer immigrants but a warmer welcome for those who admitted. So basically what they're saying is that Donald Trump developed an app to keep people out of the country, and now the Biden administration is utilizing this app to let people in the country. And now that they've expanded the usage of said app, the now illegal immigrants are actually utilizing said app to have a better time when illegally immigrating into the United States. I know, kind of a head scratcher there, but that's exactly what is happening. So now, utilizing this app, the administration has taken it and turned it into a way of facilitating illegal immigration, because if somebody makes an appointment on a CBP One app and they show up at a port of entry, they are let in or let go, still being illegal aliens. Adding that, the administration has no legal authority to let those people go, and they're doing it anyway. So yes, that's right. So the Biden administration developed an application for illegal immigrants to manage their entrance into the country. And now people that are no longer or have never been even in the country, now all they simply have to do is download the app, register for an appointment, and then head to the border on the day of the appointment, and they will be let right the fuck in the country. No questions asked. So basically anybody can get into the country. You just need to download this app and set a fucking appointment and be there on the day. Yeah. Wow, dude. That's literally how it works. So yes, you could go download the app and set an appointment with immigration, and all you would have to do is show up at the port of entry being a legal alien. You don't even got to cross illegally. You ain't got to ford a river. You ain't got to become a wetback or anything like that. You just live in Mexico City or Ensenada or wherever the fuck you live. You download the app onto your iPhone. You sign up for a date at the immigration, and then you just head to the fucking port of entry that day. So, like, Arturo, you trying to get in the United States, dog? Right there. That's all you got to do, dog. That's all you got to do. Like, you just got to sign up for the app and request an appointment, and the day it comes, they'll let you right the fuck in, bro. You ain't even need a passport. And then you could stay. And if you don't have an app or phone, well, guess what? You're shit out of luck. How? Like, duh. Stupid question. Whatever. So, Hillary Clinton hurricane is going to be hitting California. And it's now a Category 4 hurricane. And yeah, it's going to be a big problem. So yes, Hurricane Hilary triggers California's first tropical storm watch ever with heavy rain and flash flooding in the forecast. And they are saying that this fucker is going to be huge. As you can see right now, they're expecting in 1 to 5 days for there to be a lot of rainfall. And it is going to be covering nearly half of California. That's how big that hurricane is right now. Meaning that after it makes landfall, it gets smaller. They're still considering it to actually be there. And yes, Christina, you are in the flood zone because Bakersfield, they're right there. And they're expecting up to 4 inches of water in just the next 5 days. But if you notice, there's other areas that are going to be getting more. I'm up here, like right there in Carson City or whatever. So even me all the way the fuck up here is going to be getting effects for it. So like we're having to set up sandbags and shit like that again because we're apparently going to be hit with an atmospheric river that is going to be unlike anything that we have seen since the El Nino shit that happened way back in the day. And then they're saying it's the heat dome that's steering all of this and pushing the jet stream forward and creating this thing. So you can see that Arizona is probably going to get a lot of rains and thunderstorms, but right now it's going to be California and Nevada that are probably going to be fucking getting the most of it. And it's pretty bad because they're already telling people to prepare for it now. So in the next 5 days, they're expecting this thing to be a whole lot worse. Yeah. Mr. Daniels is definitely on the job. Oh, El Centro. Oh, well, isn't that like Bakersfield? Isn't fucking El Centro like right here in the red? Yeah. You fucked. So let's just play this little video right here since it's already loaded up.
Oh. Right. You're seeing the showers increase. And yes, you do have some showers increasing. But let me give you some dynamics here, some mechanics on what's going on. You're going to see gusty winds and windward downpours. So that means that on this side of the island, this is where you're going to see the majority of the rain. This side of the island.
Yeah. So all we really know is that Arizona and everybody else is actually going to be having problems. And the last time that there was a storm like this during the monsoons, like literally the fucking freeways and shit were flooded to the point where you couldn't even drive your car on it because it would have been entirely underwater. And the same thing's going to happen in Pima County because the fucking I-10 running next to the freeway is literally down low, right? So, like, it's going to be a big fucking problem. I at least think all across the state. So, if you're in any of those areas, there is a hurricane coming in. Not going to hurt to buy some sandbags and stuff because you don't want to get your house flooded out, right? And it's already going through Baja, Mexico. But the fact that they have the tropical storm watch in California over this thing means that we're going to be seeing mudslides in California, flooding in California, and it's just going to be a real bad time for anybody that lives in SoCal. So just keep an eye on that. I mean, imagine living in fucking San Diego. Your shit's going to get flooded too, dog. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And I mean, I know it's going to be bad because literally people in Las Vegas and Henderson are being told where to get sandbags, right? And that's literally 7 hours away from where I live. So it's going to be a muddy rainy mess. So if you are not prepared, you should probably make sure that you're at least prepared, because there's a good chance that some flooding is going to be happening. And right now, you can see that for the 3-day outlook, they're having an excessive rain warning for most of these areas. So you can pick them up in different places. But yeah, they're even predicting that there's going to be flooding in Vegas. So I would just say that you should probably worry about that storm just at least a little bit. What's this? Exciting news about QFS. All banks are transitioning to QFS. Start getting hold of ISO 2022 XLM and XRP. 7 billion people will inevitably transition. Yeah, that's not true. XRP is a scam. Whatever. Did you guys hear that yesterday LinkedIn was under attack and malicious hackers was seizing accounts of individuals all over the place? Yeah. A lot of people probably didn't know about that, but let me just tell you that breach is a lot worse than you could ever possibly imagine. Just can't bring out any information about it until the, what do they call it? The non-disclosures or whatever come out, but it has something to do with a leak of a database of LinkedIn for very many years ago from a company called Hiring Solve that was illegally utilizing LinkedIn's database for recruiting purposes. But whatever. What's this? Huh. Weird. Not sure what that's in reference to, but it seems kind of weird. Did you hear that America's First Legal has filed a class action lawsuit on the insurance giant Progressive, the third largest insurer in the United States, for engaging in racial discrimination? Oh, yes, I used to be a proud customer of Progressive Insurance, and my insurance cost me a whopping $75 a month. Being a man who hasn't gotten any types of tickets or anything in the last, 13 years or something like that, or never been in an accident, you would have thought that my insurance would have stayed cool, but then they told me to get that little thing that you plug into your car, and after I used that for 6 months, my insurance went up to almost $300 a month. So I told them to go fuck themselves because they're bitches, and now I'm with Geico, and it's substantially cheaper. It's only still the same price I was paying before, but $75 is a lot for fucking insurance. Yeah. Never gotten a ticket in her life, and hers is $180 a month for Christina. See, yeah, but that's because you're a woman, and women are bad drivers. So I can understand why it would be $180. I would consider double that for a woman driver, like $360 a month. That would make me feel safer. Because I'm always driving in my little Prius, and I always see bitches driving by, sucking on their Starbucks in one hand, on their fucking iPhone on the other hand, using the dildo in their crotch to drive. It's just fucking scary, bro. Fucking scary. I'm just kidding. I don't think that your insurance should be that much. Just talking shit. But seriously, what they're saying about Progressive is that, well, guess what? They put out an offer for $25,000 in grants to 10 Black-owned small businesses to be used towards the purchase of a commercial vehicle, which is pretty fucking racist, because why do only Black-owned businesses get to win something? Like, how come a Mexican-owned business doesn't get to win anything? How come I can't sign up for this and get a car for my small business? I feel like I should be available. Why do the Black people always get everything? Black people are getting reparations. Black people get to be slaves. Black people get to do all of this shit. Here I am. I didn't get a choice in being a slave. People just expect me to be their slave because I'm Mexican. It's weird. But yes, Progressive didn't allow businesses owned by members of other races to even apply for the grants, and the AFL's client was barred from applying for the grant simply because he's not black, which is definitely illegal. Progressive unlawfully offered these contractual benefits to only black-owned small business, a patent violation of 42 USC 1981, which outlaws all forms of racial discrimination in making contracts. And the Circular Board LLC operated an online resource board called Hello Alice, which allegedly conspired and partnered with Progressive in administrating these facially racial discriminatory giants. And based upon these patently illegal programs, it should be no surprise that Progressive also engages in illegal DEI policies and racial quotas, meaning, to focus on our efforts, we've introduced a business goal to double our representation of people of color in senior leadership from 10% to 20% by the end of 2025. As of December of 2022, people of color account for 17% of our senior leadership ranks. We don't just strive for a demographic representation. We expect our leaders to respect the value of our people and appreciate new perspectives and ways of thinking. Oh, yeah, I'd super appreciate it when a fucking sub 100 IQ African American individual is made my boss. That's literally the best time ever. Fucking no, it's not. No, it's the worst time ever, because then, you're a Mexican guy and you're working for Kelly Services in the Apple program. You're literally more talented and literally better at the job than every single one of your bosses, and every other person have higher numbers on your fucking shit than anybody in the fucking history of Apple. And they still won't let you get a management position because you're not black. And they're all black. And they can't let a non-black individual be a boss because diversity and stuff. Yeah, cool. Sucks, man. Being Mexican sucks because, you know what? You're just white. That's what you are. You're just white. You're just white. Cool, man. Man, I really wish that I would have been able to get all that white money when I was trying to go to fucking Harvard. But as you can see, if you use Progressive for your insurance, they're a pretty racist company, actually. They seem to only want to hire black people or people of color and put them into positions that they just basically don't deserve. And on top of that, they're only hooking up black people with shit. They're not giving any other races or any other people. And that's just patently racist shit, dog. So if you were denied or any of that stuff for this, you should definitely make sure that you're a part of it. And it's not the first class action that these guys have done. Like, they also went against Amazon for offering a $10,000 bonus to its delivery service partners, but only for the people that were Black, Latino, or Native American. Yeah. Don't you just love it? Yeah. Super messed up, dude. It is just messed up, man. It's like the most messed up shit, but it's what we all gotta deal with, my friends. It's how it goes. It's the thing that everybody has been pushing on for and trying to see what is going on with and whatnot. I mean, dude, I have a bunch of links on this shit, but it is what it is. Here's the last couple.
And a green Mazda convertible. Around 2 a.m. on August 26th, Intel guys confirmed the suicide bomber in the vicinity of and nearing Abbey Gate, described as clean-shaven, brown-dressed, black vest, and traveling with an older companion. I asked the Intel guys why he wasn't apprehended sooner since we had a full description. I was told the asset could not be compromised. Throughout the entirety of the day on August 26, 2021, we disseminated the suicide bomber information to ground forces at Abbey Gate. He was spotted somewhere from noon to 1 p.m. by myself, then Sergeant Charles Schilling, and another. The anomaly in the crowd, who was clean-shaven and fit the description exactly, traveling with an older gentleman. The individual was consistently and nervously looking up at our position through the crowd. The older of the two wore a black silky hijab that was covering his face most of the time. They both had obvious mannerisms that go along with who we believed him to be. They handed out small cards to the crowd periodically, and the older man sat calmly and seemingly coached the bomber. Over the communication network, we passed that there was a potential threat and an ID attack imminent. This was as serious as it could get. I requested engagement authority while my team leader was ready on the M110 semi-automatic sniper system. The response, leadership did not have the engagement authority for us. Do not engage. I requested for the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Brad Whited, to come to the tower to see what we did. While we waited for him, psychological operations individuals came to our tower immediately and confirmed.
Sherry, you're not black. You just got freckles. Shut up, freckle face. Oh yeah, this is a Sergeant Tyler Vargas Andrew, a U.S. Marine Corps sniper that was told that he was not allowed to stop the suicide bomber in Afghanistan that killed 13 service members and wounded over 100. Or sorry, killed 13 service member and 170 civilians. Plain and simple, we were ignored. Our expertise was discarded. No one was held accountable for our safeties. The withdrawal was a catastrophe, in my opinion. This was an inexcusable lack of accountability, and he lost his right arm, left leg, and friends in the explosion, which he could have stopped, but the people in charge simply did not let him do it, and it led to literally the worst withdrawal that ever existed, and it was all under whose watch? Joe Biden's watch.
Confirmed the suspect met the suicide bomber description. He eventually arrived and we showed him our evidence, the photos we had of the two men. We reassured him of the ease of fire on the suicide bomber. Pointedly, we asked him for engagement authority and permission. We asked him if we could shoot. Our battalion commander said, and I quote, "I don't know," end quote. Myself and my team leader asked very harshly, well, who does? Because this is your responsibility, sir. He again replied, he did not know, but would find out. We received no update and never got our answer. Eventually, the individual disappeared. To this day, we believe he was a suicide bomber. We made everyone on the ground aware. Operations had briefly halted, but then started again. Plain and simple, we were ignored. Our expertise was disregarded. No one was held accountable for our safety. About 1730, Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover, friend and mentor.
One of his friends that died.
Came to get me from the tower to go help find an Afghan interpreter in the crowd.
You watched his friend get blown up.
We found the interpreter and his brother, born with American passports. They told us of 5 family members still in the canal. I stayed there waiting for the family members standing against a 2-foot canal wall. 10 minutes passed. Then a flash and a massive wave of pressure. I'm thrown 12 feet onto the ground, but instantly knew what had happened. I opened my eyes to Marines dead or unconscious, lying around me.
If they would have engaged the bomber from a distance, they wouldn't have died. And he wouldn't have lost his arm and leg. Instead, they had to go down there and verify if they got blown up.
A crowd of hundreds immediately vanished in front of me, and my body was catastrophically wounded with 100 to 150 ball bearings now in it. Almost immediately, we started taking fire from the neighborhood, and I saw how injured I was with my right arm, completely shredded and unusable. I saw my lower abdomen soaked in blood. I crawled backwards roughly 7 feet because I thought I was still in harm's way. My body was overwhelmed from the trauma of the blast. My abdomen had been ripped open, every inch of my exposed body, except for my face, took ball bearings and shrapnel. I tried to get up, but could not. Laying there for a few minutes, I started to lose consciousness when I heard Chaz, my team leader, screaming my name as he ran to me. His voice calling to me kept me awake.
Can't use his arm.
When he got to me, he dragged me to safety and immediately started triaging me, tying tourniquets on my limbs and doing anything he could to stop the bleeding and start plugging wounds with the help of the other Marines. I was awake through most of it, screaming, moaning, and cursing. I ask you to please ask me about getting shot at the tower in Abbey Gate and how no one wanted my report post-blast. Even NCIS and the FBI failed to interview me. Asked me to elaborate on my ordeal post-blast, and asked me about this one little girl and her family that I reunited. Our military members and veterans deserve our best because that is what we give to America. The withdrawal was a catastrophe in my opinion, and there was an inexcusable lack of accountability and negligence. The 11 Marines, 1 sailor, and 1 soldier that were murdered that day have not been answered for. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yep, they still haven't been answered for. Nobody said anything about it, but it's that casual reminder, right? That this is us now. This is how we handle things. Badly. And it's only going to get worse, dude. Because, Didn't Joe Biden say if we sent to F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine, it would lead to World War II? Or sorry, World War III. Well, guess what? Now Washington is going to be sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. That's right. U.S. officials announced on Tuesday that the Biden admin has approved sending American F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine from Denmark and the Netherlands. The U.S. gave assurances to Denmark and the Netherlands that the expedited approval process and transfer requests for F-16 jets to go to Ukraine would be given as soon as pilots were trained. We welcome Washington's decision to pave the way for sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine, says Dutch Foreign Minister Wopel Hoekstra. He says that it marks a major milestone for Ukraine to defend its people and its country. Well. Russian fighter jets getting countered by F-16s, American fighter jets. That kind of seems like they're leading us right into the fire, doesn't it? Yeah, it does actually. It seems like we're getting led straight into the World War III, which, I mean, I'm just going by what Joe Biden said. He said if we sent those things to Ukraine, it would be World War III. Now they're sending them to Ukraine. So I guess that we should all just be ready for World War III. And maybe the lockdowns aren't going to be the kind of lockdowns that we thought. Maybe it's not going to be like a virus lockdown. Maybe it's going to be a war lockdown because, well, we just decided to enter the war in a big way. You know, we've already sent tons of money, munitions, weaponry, and shit. Why not just finally send some F-16s like they're going to be able to do anything over there? Yeah. So that's where we're at. By May, Biden has authorized sending F-16s to Ukraine from the G7 allies who have their own stock agent. And Russia said if they saw a move like this from the U.S. and the allies, it would be tied to ongoing escalation in the conflict. And I mean, basically it says that we're pretty much close to the big one, right? The big one. And I guess we could get into the very last thing for today. So, oh boy, we've already seen some parts of it, but looks like a group of fucking retards on a YouTube channel known as the Y-Files have decided to bring back the Cicada 3301 mystery in the worst way possible. Like, I went into their Discord after they posted this and sent them the emails that show that I know exactly who, like, actually was writing the puzzles and shit like that. And they didn't seem to really care about it because they were like, well, we can't really verify it. And I was like, well, I can send you the .eml files that can indeed verify that it's not a manufactured thing and it's a real email that can be verified. But, like, yes, the Cicada 3301 mystery just got brought back up in the worst way possible by the Y-Files, a 2.5 million subscriber YouTube channel that is verified. And they went ahead and did a great disservice to basically everyone that has been fighting to stop people from investigating this puzzle because it's run by criminals and scammers. Well, they decided that they were going to put together this video with their stupid little fish. And yeah, it was this guy right here. This idiot right here. He's been getting very popular writing stories about conspiracy theories, but essentially they're not really writing any of these stories and they're not really doing any of the research themselves. It's just a group of people in Discord that are basically rewriting other people's content and putting it out there. And this was probably one of the worst things that they could have possibly done because they made the Cicada 3301 puzzles actually sound like they were really interesting and cool and didn't actually get into any of the informations. Yeah, they actually, what's it called? They didn't actually get into any of the information about what was actually going on, who was actually behind it. They left it open-ended, like, ooh, it could be GCHQ or the CIA, the recruitment drive. But, you know, it's whatever, dude. So if you've been wondering why Hoax Wars and all these other people that have been connected to Thomas Schoenberger's side of the Cicada 3301 mystery have been coming back up, it's because, well, a video just went out with 1 million fucking views, and yeah, people are even writing articles about it saying that, oh my God, this video is absolutely wild, bro. It tells us everything. They get to the bottom of the Cicada 3301 mystery. They know everything about it, but essentially, they're just basically redistributing exactly somebody else's investigation into it. They're just talking about the puzzles. They didn't actually get into the meat potatoes, didn't talk about any of the people that have been proven to be involved all the way back into 2012. They don't seem to care about any emails from 2012 that show the creation of the puzzles and how they were actually done. They just didn't seem to care about any of that stuff. And I even went into their Discord and posted some of that stuff, and like, all I got was their pine cones, like their dumbasses that follow their channel trying to like check me on my research. And they're like, oh yeah, well, that could be anything. And I'm like, bro, I live streamed the investigation. I have like the EML and Mbox files for me and countless other people associated with it. Like, it's 100% we got to the bottom of it. I mean, the only reason I'm here is because I wanted you guys to like have the best video possible. But yeah, this is just where they're going to leave it. And they said they might do a podcast on it in the future, but I just don't see it as being it. And it sucks because I actually kind of enjoyed the show for at least a little bit. But, you know, every time that I watch them, they're just a grift, right? It's just a bunch of idiots that have probably like maybe 110 IQ acting like they have some pretty good information, but like they can't research. They obviously didn't do very much research for this particular episode because they missed, I don't know, a solid 6 years of work that people put into actually exposing the people behind this. And I mean, god damn, we actually have the fucking emails, right? Like the EML files from Gmail and Proton Mail and shit. So I don't really know where this is going, but this is number one the reasoning I think that Hoax Wars and the rest of these shitheads are starting to bring this stuff up again, is because whenever something like this comes up, it automatically leads to Thomas and his group of fucking dipshits to basically try to retake the puzzle again and put more stuff out and starts the whole thing. So this guy just did a great disservice, not only to myself, but anybody who's actually done the work to expose this organization. And it's just kind of like fucking crazy to me that this even fucking happened to me in the first place. Because, I mean, seriously, it's not like we didn't spend years exposing these people and putting this stuff out there with evidence to, like, have a channel such as this not even take the time to even review it. Like, that's the kind of type of shit that we haven't seen coming from anybody in the past, right? You know, like, it just sucks because this is how it's always worked, right? They get one of their people to go to a channel like the Y-Files. They do an investigation for them to say, hey, we have some information for you. And then they put out a piece of garbage like this. And honestly, like K Smith, the Y-Files, everything that you guys just did is a huge disservice to everybody out there that did the actual work in such a big thing. So, like, honestly, I'm unsubscribing from this channel. I'm gonna be fucking not even paying attention to any of the shit because I really hate people that just steal and get ahead like this guy. Like, he's got 2.5 million subscribers, and they're definitely not deserved because he hasn't done a lick of research that's actually good. He's just one of those Hollywood types that got in good with YouTube and they promote, you know. It's not like he's put any content out that nobody else has put out. There's just is the only content on the subject that actually gets promoted because they're not top down. And think about it. This guy's Hollywood, dude. This guy is from Hollywood. He used to be a radio guy, and he's got a bunch of Hollywood people that are working with him. And then they did their own Cicada 3301 puzzle, and we're even talking about basically taking over the Cicada 3301 brand. Like, they even had the ability to do that. And it's funny because if you don't remember, Michael A. Levine, one of the people involved with Cicada 3301, was also a Hollywood type individual. So we can very clearly see where the connectory factors are coming through here. And they made a very clear purpose to say that they didn't talk about anything in 2017, even though there was the 2017 puzzle that had the keys and everything else. They just kind of like skipped it. So here in the near future, it's going to be kind of like that Great Big Story thing that came from Great Big Story YouTube channel that they now have deleted or made private from their YouTube channel, unlisted it because they basically shot themselves in the foot, because I came out and proved that all of the people that they interviewed were lying about the situation with evidence, and now I'm going to have to deal with this fucking asshole. Because all they had to do is reach out, ask for some comments. I would have gladly handed them all of the information so they could have actually made a good video that shows the character of the individuals that were behind the organization and got rid of them, and maybe done a much better video to stop people from trying to be a part of this nonsense. But they didn't seem to care about that. Nope. They just decided to send over their dumbasses into this particular thing. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those things that you'd have to see out there and do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't actually know. You know, for the most part, I think that these motherfuckers really, they just want the views, dude. They're just like everybody else out there. They just wanted to get some views. They're all about getting more and more content out there, but they don't actually have any interest in actually hearing the truth, right? Like anytime somebody else comes up that has a potential of doing a better investigation than them, or that has already done a better investigation than them, they can't bring it up, you know? And he's like, in a lot of ways, is a lot like Jeremy from The Quartering, where he's a big YouTuber now, but he's basically made his way on theft. He doesn't have any original content. He only steals the stuff that everybody else does because he sees it being successful. So I don't really know what to really say. It's just kind of fucking annoying that this actually got put out there, because we hoped that it would have stayed dead, but of course,
care about politics. They just wanted to solve puzzles. The same thing happens when NSA, CIA, GCHQ, and other intelligence organizations.
Hey, Hall Oaks, dumb shit that keeps on bothering me about Hoax. We have already told you, Hoax will be allowed to come on the show if he lists his real name and shows his face. If not, fuck off, you stupid losers. Like, God, I ain't taking the time to talk with that dumb loser that's a stalker if he can't show his face. So tell him to stop sending his fucking losers over here. You guys are fucking dumb, man. Like, you see how they work, guys? Like, they never take the time to think about their actions. They just troll, right? They just troll. It's so stupid. So stupid. So, after going through, like a year and a half of horror, being a part of this organization and exposing the people about it, that happened in 2018. 5 years later, everybody was pretty much fully versed on what the mystery was. And this right here basically just takes it and says, oh, it might be something cool and nice. And what's that going to do? Well, it's going to make these dumb fucks that make those puzzles make another one because, oh, it's getting popular again. And the whole fucking cycle is going to start over again. That's what we're looking at here. That's why I'm actually upset with these people. But, after trying to interact with them about this and seeing how fucking dumb they were to the information, I went ahead and actually went to the Y-Files' website, and I realized that basically all of their content is derived from volunteers and people in their Discord. So you can apply to be a researcher on their group, but essentially you're just writing them a free video, and then they're making that free video, putting it on their channel. And if that video does good enough, then you could be a part of the team. So where did this Cicada 3301 video come from? Well, someone decided to send in a story to try to become a person that worked with them, and they basically took that story from them and put it up on their channel. Do we know who sent in the story? No. But can we make a guess as to who did by simply watching the video and seeing what they discussed on it? Why, yes, we can. And based on all that information, it's pretty clear that one of Schoenberger's individuals was the one that actually fucking penned this shit almost entirely for them, because it completely leaves out any negativity or any of the work that we actually did to expose the organization fully and completely. So what I'm trying to say is that the Y-Files seems to be in contact with the Schoenberger gang, and it sounds like they're going to be working with them to create some kind of new puzzle, which is a problem in a lot of ways, but not really a problem for me. It's a problem for them, is because they're getting wrapped up with criminals, which means that within short order, they're not going to be around anymore, because all it's really going to take is us sending some information over to YouTube and specifically naming a couple of individuals, and I think things are going to be able to be good. So we've put it out there to this group about what was there and what they said, and let them know that they did very poorly in their job. But we also offered them all of the materials that actually prove the story, emails, email files, so on and so forth. So it'll be really fucking strange to see if these guys actually come forward with it. I don't actually expect them to do so, because it just didn't really seem like they cared to actually get behind the reality of the story. They just wanted to put out a video that got them a lot of quick clicks and eyeballs. So, hey, if they want to be all wrapped up with some criminals and Hollywood types, that's totally fine. And eventually you guys will start to realize that, Hollywood types are criminals. They're the same thing. They just don't realize it. That's all. They just don't realize it. They just think that they're smarter than everybody, and they utilize certain mental tactics to try to make it seem like they're the greatest that there ever was. But that's not what we actually see. That's not what they actually see. So, they've got almost 1 million views, right, off of this entire thing. But how are we really going to be moving forward on this? And I just don't really think that we're going to be able to. Like, it was just one of those things that just kind of made me wonder. And then the fact that I'm seeing all these stupid episodes talking about AJ Gentile and how, this is how Cicada went. Yeah, they're only talking about the initial mystery. They don't get into anybody that's back there. They just talk about the LARP that is Cicada 3301, and no good information can be derived from it, because it's literally not even talking about what actually happened. Like, bitches, I have fucking emails from 2012, 2013, and 2014 that literally show these motherfuckers putting these puzzles together, and you're trying to tell me that my investigation is not as good as yours? Suck my pee-pee is what I gotta say. Right. But yeah, just the fact that I went in there to try to at least say something about it and got treated like that, I was like, you could go fuck yourself, because it's just the kind of shit that I'm not going to be getting back into. I don't want to be making Cicada 3301 content whatsoever. The only reason I put it in the name of the video is so I could bring up this piece of shit, because essentially is that, it's just another time where I see something that I like and I think is all right, and then they do something so horrendous and then prove to me yet again that they're not worth the time. Right? Like, it used to be fun to watch those videos and be like, oh yeah, I remember researching all this and saying all this 5 years ago. Really cool that this guy could say all the same thing and get 1 million views, where I'm stuck with like 5. But, I guess it's just the way that it kind of goes, man. It's just the way that it goes. And it sucks, dude. Like, you try to go forward, you try to build yourself back up. And even at that point in time, like, it still doesn't even really fucking matter, dude. Like, it really doesn't matter, because these guys could just bring it back. some idiot somewhere that didn't do his research well enough can get handed something, they want views, they see that it's viral, they make the video, and then it's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't actually do all the research myself. I just took it from somebody else and went up with it. Yeah. So who really knows? Who really cares? I just think at the end of the day, this is something that we've constantly had to deal with in the past. And anytime this Cicada 3301 thing comes up, it's just like, fuck, man. You guys don't realize that you're just letting a group of criminals start sucking up a whole group of dumbasses. And that shit's just not good, dude. Like, that's exactly what we don't fucking want out there. Yeah, like, that's exactly what we don't want. Okay? We didn't want that. We've never wanted that. And I mean, even then, it's like quality views. Like, dude, we might not get big views, but we still have a higher CPM and literally make more money than channels that have fucking $100,000 more or 100,000 more subscribers than we do. Right? Like, for the longest time, my CPM was higher than the quartering CPM until he started live streaming, because I told him that, you know what, that's how I was beating him. And then, oh, wow, he's live streaming now because he realized he can make more money. But he's such a fucking piece of shit. He can't actually hook anybody up that ever gives him a good idea. Yay. So, yeah. I go for quality, not quantity. It doesn't matter. We still make the monies on the back end, and we do appreciate the donations that people send in and whatnot. And as always, if you want to make a donation to the channel, you can. You just got to go to griftcast.com. You can hit our Streamlabs donations. We got the PayPals and Venmos and the merch store, all that shit. Yeah. All that shit for you guys. If you want to spend money or whatever and you need to get that shit out of your pocket, you want to put it in my pocket, I'm more than happy for it. I need to buy Rust skins and shit anyway. I guess at the end of the day, sometimes it's good, for me today, it's just been a weird day. Like, I actually got up early and I was just like fucking tired all day. I don't know why. Like, I got up early, finally got my sleep schedule back, and then still felt like shit all day today. Probably because I've been paying on the computer too much or something. I don't know. But what I do know is that the show's fucking over. That's it. That's all I got for you today. Because, like, really, there's really nothing else. I didn't want to spend too much time on the 3301 crap because, like, literally, I'm on IMDb and shit for, like, QAnon and Cicada 3301. And it's the shit that I hate talking about because literally nobody fucking researches anything. And every fucking time I got to talk to somebody, it's like I'm talking to a retard that hasn't fucking looked at shit. And I'm just sick of that shit. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, the last time that Game Tech Politics and that Bishop piece of shit tried to bring me onto their show, I'm like, bro, you guys have brought me onto shows to talk about Q on Twitter Spaces like 4 times. There's like 50 people in there. I could give a shit. I was like, you either believe it or you don't believe it. I already had to go to court for this shit. And, like, I have nothing to prove to you on it. You either believe it or you don't. And stop wasting my fucking time. That's where I'm at with these guys. Like, these guys don't get. I would much rather play Rust and get murdered by retards than talk to them about QAnon because they're so dumb. Like, that's what it is, dude. It's what it is. And you know what? The reason I was probably tired all day yesterday or today really, is because I watched this fucking thing and I was just in my head thinking about how shit. I'm like, great. This is going to start a whole fucking thing. These people don't even know. But they really did it. They really fucking did it. They're starting it again. And it's just like, God. Like, how could you do this to people? How could you do this to people? Super chat. Well, good show, good luck, he says. Well, thanks for the good show. And I think it works. This Streamlabs talk thing seems to work pretty good. It's recording the show. It works kind of just like the restream thing, although I think the quality is a little bit better on this one. And, I could show stuff on here. It's got the alerts. So when people donate stuff, it pops up. I think it works pretty good, actually. I might use it a little bit more often. I'm just trying not to pay for restream anymore. But the problem is I still haven't figured out how to schedule a live stream through this thing for YouTube. It doesn't seem to work right. So it's whatever. Yeah, I just don't want to fucking be stressed. And now that Cicada's coming back, like, I can't believe that somebody tried to bring it back. Like, every time somebody brings it back, I'm just like, guys. And then I have to deal with so many trolls. It's so fucking ridiculous. Like, I just never can catch a break. And I always get no respect, dude. No respect. That's why I just fucking play games and try to be chill. Because I'm just trying to help out. Like, fuck. I know I'm not good at PvP. I have a fucked up hand. Like, I gotta use a different kind of mouse. I have to relearn how to fucking do everything. It's hard. A lot of people want to talk shit about that or something, and I'm just like, bro, like, I don't think you fucking understand. And that's fine, you know. Everybody's allowed to be fucking dumb. It's just that, like, it's not cool, you know. Like, the world would be a much better place as if everybody stopped acting stupid all the time and took a second to think about, you know, what's happening with other people. Like, what would you do if you had an injured hand and you like to play video games? What would you do? How would that affect you? It would probably suck, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it would. Yeah. So I guess at the end of the day, that's all I got for you. Thanks for joining us for the best worst show on the internet. I've been your host, Manuel Chavez the Third, or the Turd, depending on how you know me, otherwise known as Grift, also known as Defango, although fuck that guy. Either way, it's been real. It's been Friday night. I am disappointed. I am disappointed in all of you people in the chat that didn't join for the Streamlabs talk, and the only person that jumped in was that Hoax Wars piece of shit. Supremely disappointed in every single one of you for that shit. But you know what? It is the best weird show on the internet, so it's just kind of what it is. So, I guess that's it. Bye-bye now. Have a good one. Go home or do whatever it is that you fucking do when I'm not here. I'm out. I'm out. Bye. Go enjoy all of the other LARPs on the internet now. See you later. Peace out.